Hello, this is Adam for another vlog. This is a video basically about X-Files. X-Files Season 10, the newest season. It just ended, all 6 episodes, which, don't know why it's so short, but it was pretty decent. I'll get started right away. Let's get started with all the individual episodes. With the first episode, The Struggle, my notes are on that side. The Struggle was decent. It was a decent opening. I liked it how, a little bit of a mystery, and then it kind of turns into like a normal episode at the end, where they're back together and they're back and it shows Dana and Fox are back, and yeah. The second one, which was all decent, it wasn't really memorable that much, about these twins that they met, or these brother and sisters that have psychic powers and they meet and then they touch. It's like a normal random episode of X-Files. It was okay. I just remember the ending where they disappeared and they could come back for a future episode, or like normal X-File fashion, never mentioned again. But it was a decent episode, normal. Nothing really special about it. Then episode 3. Wow, episode 3 is my favorite episode of the season. I really enjoyed the comedy in this one with the weremonster, with the monster turning into. He is aware of his third person, and he's like, why do all these sudden urges to have a house and a mortgage and everything? And just his relationship and his comedy is so funny. And now everyone's, oh, it's a monster, but then the monster's point of view is like, I hate being human. It sucks, or I hate it. Everyone else is monsters. So it's really funny. I love the ending, how it's it brought Fox's faith back in monsters and stuff. I really enjoyed that. The comedy with Scully, that was pretty funny. With the very end, with the guy who turns out to be the killer is like, I'm the killer. Don't you want to know my backstory? And they're like, my monologue, I have a whole speech prepared. And he's like, no. And they just arrest him. I thought that was pretty funny. But overall, the writing was really good. The comedy was amazing. It was my current favorite episode of the season. Number 4. This one's okay. It's like a random everyday episode where about this guy who has this. Who's like, oh, he's so into his art. He created his art came to life, and just killing people. And it's kind of like Warehouse 13 type of thing, where it's kind of got stupid. Where it's like, oh, yeah, if you're really emotionally attached to something, it comes alive, that type of thing. Yeah, the monster is pretty decent. There's nothing really I remember about that episode, except for I like the ending. Turns out the monster's still out there, and the monster hunts down people who are against the homeless. So it's it's kind of like the Golem of homeless people. So Golem for Jews, Golem for homeless people, that type of thing. I get it's probably where they imagined it like that. Otherwise, it was a decent episode. The decent villain, really strong villain, mind you. It was a pretty decent episode. Now for another really good episode, which is in episode 5. This one is Babylon. This one's about 2 new agents that are new to the scene, Miller and Einstein. Basically like a young version of Dana and Fox when they're back in season 1 and 2, where they're all a bunch of newbie, and he's like, I like aliens. I think they all believe. And then Einstein's like, no, it's all hocus pocus and like Dana was. And they learn from each other, from Einstein and Fox go on an adventure, and then Miller and Dana. But Dana's kind of the opposite of her normal self. She's not opposite really, but she's doesn't negate his aliens and stuff, because she's like, I've seen shit the whole time. It was pretty good. The actor Miller, he did a good job. Robbie Amell, Steve Amell, actors, they played Arrow. He probably filmed this right after he filmed his death in his character's death in Flash. But Yeah, he's pretty decent. Einstein's decent. She's really strict and mean. She gets along with Dana really well. And Fox not really. There's this one really funky moment in the episode where Einstein tricks Fox into taking this like magic mushroom drug to connect with this terrorist via the psyche to learn more the evil terrorists are, and the whole entire scene is really funny because it wasn't really suspected in a X-Files episode this series or this way, but then it just out of nowhere he's like, oh, I'm high, and he's going in this like wild high adventure like normal TV show, like a normal cliche TV show thing where she's characters that appear in the episode doing funky things. It's pretty funny. It was just out of nowhere, and I really enjoyed it. And then for the season episode 6, which is the season finale, that one's decent. I love the aspect of it where it's just really big. Where like it's causing the whole world is epic. It's going downhill where everyone's just like getting sick and dying, and everyone needs the alien DNA. And the whole entire episode is Dana trying to like get her DNA, trying to make her the alien part of her DNA bigger so she can make a cure out of it for everyone else. And then Fox is trying to solve the mystery of what happened to this, and it turns out it's the Smoking Man, which is obvious. But they're all just good. I like the new characters. I like the Miller and Einstein's role where like they're not replacing them, but they're just side characters and they're still functional. I like that. They're just not there for an episode and then they disappear. I actually really enjoyed that. I hope they appear. I hope what they do in X-Files is we'll have Einstein and Miller kind of replace the Fox and Mulder. Have it where like maybe they meet their son, which is at the end of which is a season twist where Fox they need their son William to help make him better. So yeah, that might happen. They might live together and retire, and then the new people can come in for season 12. I won't mind that. A lot of people wouldn't really enjoy that. I would. I wouldn't mind. I think they did a decent job. I think there'd be decent replacements. I think they should do that with Supernatural, really, but that's a whole different story. But yeah, overall, X-Files is a decent show. Mind you, I think you have to watch the other seasons. I watched up to halfway through season 4, up to beginning of season 5. Actually, no, I watched all of season 4, up to beginning of season 5, mind you. But that's when it started getting you have to know a lot of stuff. Like, you have to know, like, Dana was captured in the end of season 2 by aliens or the government, or both, and she was experimented on. You have to know a lot of, like, the side characters, and it solves a lot of big mysteries, too, of the previous seasons, of, like, why they did it, how they did it, basically history of the government, in the government's point of view, and how it all started, and it actually makes total sense. Like, I'm glad they had this season, because it kind of solved mysteries that it should have solved back in season 2 or 3, but they finally said, okay, we're gonna close this down, open a whole new door of possibilities, and I like that. I finally shut all these, like, closing down all these, like, little mysteries and stuff like that. Mind you, you have to watch the other seasons first. But if you want to watch X-Files, watch from episode, from the original to episode, like, 4 and 4.5. That's where I'm on. They just tell you the rest. Like, they tell you that they had a son in season 8, I think. And they had to make him on adoption. They had to put him up for adoption. And he's a really big plot point, mind you. He's really important in the whole entire season. Trying to find their son and get over, we put him for adoption and stuff like that. He's a very big point. Otherwise, it was a pretty decent season. Like, I really enjoyed some episodes. The episodes were kind of okay. Overall, I give this season as a decent watch. It's fun. It's really fun seeing the original opening, and then the season end opening has said it's the end. I like that. Mind you, you have to watch the whole entire thing if you want to get really like involved. But I think you don't have to. Like I want to try making somebody watch it and see if they get it without have to watching season 1 through 4.5. Um, Otherwise, I really enjoyed the X Files season 10. It was really nice to see them back but older. It was really nice having like new characters and like the 3 new characters, which is Miller, Einstein, and the newscaster played by the actor who plays Jeff in Community. He does a decent job. I really enjoyed the new aspect of the technology because technology was a really big part of X Files, and now it's modern day. So it's like they have cell phones and they have all these apps and stuff, and I really enjoyed that. Otherwise, yeah, X Files, it's back. Might do a whole entire episode of X Files about my favorite episode of all time and everything like that. Otherwise, this is my thoughts on X Files season 10. I'm probably doing one for season 11 next year.